I've been thinking about the future, and I think the future is there's going to be two worlds. There'll be the old world, the corporate world, the crippled, dying corporate world of greed and money grabbing, of ego and self-centeredness. And there'll be a new world of people who just want to get on, enjoy themselves and live, thrive, be at one and at peace. And I think these two worlds, I think we're in the process now of these two worlds coming apart, that people like myself and many, many others that I meet up and down the country who are aware of the great harm that has been done to the population of this planet, and have come to an understanding, I think, about what life really means, that chasing trinkets is an illusion, that actually being in the moment, of being with company, with your family, not having your family spread all over the country and only seeing them once in a blue moon, but being with them close, being together regularly is an important thing. Your friends, your family, your ability to be social with one another, that moving away from the dead behind screens, digital, lifeless world of the past that we seem to have reached a pinnacle in, and the future for that seems bleak and controlling. And I think this new world, people are going to return to the land. They may start in very small ways, in 2s and 3s, but I think eventually what will happen as the old corporate digital dead world will slowly wither and die, and I think it will wither and die, I think the new world of people who want to get back onto the soil, to grow things, to make things with their hands, to create their own entertainment, to embrace the love and affection of family and friends, will slowly build new villages, new communities, away from the tarmac, the concrete, the bricks and the mortar, and they'll be back in the countryside with trees and meadows, with animals. You see, I see the future for myself and the lovely Julia and many others like us out back in the land, back in the beautiful landscape with nature around us, with men and women who will gather of an evening around a fire. We will cook amazing meals, fresh, organic, healthy. There will be people who are joining us, who will be interested in things, some of the old things, like the blacksmith, candle making, apothecary, herbs, all sorts of stuff. We'll have husbandry, of course, with animals, pigs, chickens, dairy, cows, beef, all of that, but in small, healthy groups where one another can come together in some sort of central square, central point, and yet still take time out to be on their own. I'm not talking about communes and things and hippie retreats like you might have found in the 60s. This is something that's going to be, I think, that will take some of the technology of today and a lot of the wisdom and the joy of the past, and there'll be this incredible amalgamation, this incredible, wonderful living, where people will be basically thriving because it's the simple things that people really want. If you really think about it, the things that you need, the things that make you most happy, money can't buy. It isn't behind a digital screen. It isn't an upgrade to the latest whatever technical whiz it is. It is moments. Those moments with family and friends discussing. We will have people brewing their own beer. People will be creating their own foods. People will be gathering and creating their own artwork, their own entertainment, their own fun, their own theatricals. People will be recording and documenting this new life. People will be creating perhaps their own clothes. Small family-run businesses, small, independent, helpful. I don't think that money, in the way that it has been, that we think of it today, will be quite the same, because these isolated ones and twos communities will slowly gravitate towards one another of like-minded people, and new towns, small towns or villages will create very much in the old way, where everyone is part of the puzzle, everyone is part of it, offering something, and each are helping one another. It isn't this sort of dead fiat currency money in which we're permanently in debt. There won't be banks in that way. There might be safes where people look after things, but there won't be that usury and interest and things like that. I think that these two worlds will drift apart. The old world will die with those in the greedy, trying to controlling, tyrannical, will in fact just pass away as more and more people realize actually what it is to be alive, what it is to be in this physical flesh, to be able to go and laugh and smile and sing and proudly celebrate those days of hard toil where you bring in the harvest, where you gather and feast. I think those days are coming back, but with a twist, with a nuance, with something that is going to be very, very rewarding for all. Because it is the simple things that actually is what we want, is what we need, and what makes us happy. It is those simple things, holding somebody's hand, looking into their eyes, laughing, telling jokes, telling stories, playing musical instruments, getting up and dancing, having a few drinks, smoking your pipe, and giving out pearls of wisdom, of demonstrating things that you've made, and of teaching and showing and bringing up the next generation of all ages, gathered together, young and old, all having different perspectives and usefulness. And we will care for one another, and we will create an amazing place. What we have gone through in the last few years with the great harm has brought us back to our senses. It has brought us back to what actually is it that is important. What does life really mean? Why are we here in this realm at this time? What is it we seek? We don't seek that treadmill of 9 to 5, of getting up and endlessly working for somebody else who's making a fat profit, who gives us peanuts in return, and we come back with tired and no time for our family, or to just slump on a comfortable chair and just lose ourselves in somebody else's life on the screen. That is a nonsense. That isn't what life is about. We need to be living with joy in our hearts, with love. I feel this is where it's going. And we have the choice. It may not feel like it. We may feel as if the tyrannical governments, the councils and all the authoritative figures are pushing us and cajoling us and corralling us and ever more trying to tighten the knot around us. But that's not really what's happened. We have the choice now to break away from this dead corporate world of greed, egotistical nonsense and tyrannical governance and be free. And I believe the time is coming. It may get a bit worse in 2024. We may see all sorts of things, but more and more people will start to question, what is it I want from this life? What is it that we're here for? And we will find it, and we will all gather. And believe me, it will be good.